Good day, South Africa. COVID-19 Omicron's infection rate throughout South Africa is being observed critically by the entire world, as this is the country in which on the 8th of November last year, an Omicron positive patient was first confirmed before it spread to other parts of the planet. Of late, it has been observed that the influx of Omicron patients into South African hospitals is largely people under the age of 40, and this is seen by doctors to being as a result of the older population of South Africa having been either previously vaccinated, consequently having levels of immunity, or having built up immunity due to previous infections, and the fact that South Africa has a young population with a median age of 27.6. The peculiarity of this latest variant had it producing 91% of hospital admissions at 2 weeks after its first recording compared to the previous Delta variant at the same time of its development. Although the Omicron virus seems to be resulting in lesser severe illnesses in the population it's subjected to, calculations by US virologist Dr. Trevor Bedford, which are based on the equation that converts RT, or the rate of transmission, into the population attack rate, which establishes how many people will be infected in the entire epidemic wave, are resulting in 90% of South Africa's population infected. Such a prospect is the worst that South Africa has ever experienced and dwarfs the disastrous state the country was in 6 months ago, when it recorded 40% of the entire continent of Africa's COVID-19 deaths at 60,647, including the highest number of excess deaths at 176,700 ever since the onset of the virus. If former Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA's Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb's insights that, quote, the very rapid rise and then decline in cases suggests many possibilities, including that we're missing a lot of subclinical infection, unquote, are to be considered, then the Gauteng government should prevent a similar incidence to the one in July when Delta patients died from substandard treatment while badly needed ICU beds remained closed at the Charlotte Maxeke Johannesburg Hospital. National Health Act No. 61 of 2003's Chapter 3, Section 21, Subsection 3A and B1 reminds us of the appropriate procedures and those culpable of having our health department in a quandary, as it asserts that, quote, Subsection 3A, the Director General must prepare strategic medium-term health and human resource plans annually for the exercise of the powers and the performance of the duties of the National Department. B. The national health plans must form the basis of 1. The annual budget as required by the National Department responsible for finance and state expenditure, unquote. Dr. Bedford also explained how the statistics that have been coming from hospitals indicating a plateauing of admission numbers could be deceptive, as South Africa has a testing capacity limitation, and this will definitely create an underreporting of Omicron cases. The existing immunity within the local population is said by Dr. Bedford to be a possible cause for exacerbating the climb in asymptomatic cases, which won't be reported and ultimately lead to a scenario where, for, quote, the same caseload of Delta versus Omicron, you could actually have 3 times as many infections with Omicron, unquote. Discovery Health, the medical insurance company's latest press release, advised that the Pfizer vaccine is less capable of preventing infection from Omicron but still gives 70% protection against severe illness. Dr. Anthony Fauci of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, or the NIAID, and the Allegiance Leadership Coronavirus Task Force has also announced the need for the world's population to get booster shots, and these have been found by preliminary studies in South Africa to prevent hospitalizations by 90%. Jack Brian Bloom, DA Gauteng Shadow Health MEC, is handling the case of the wastage of sanitizer expenditure at the Gauteng Health Department, while the Hong Kong University research, which hasn't yet been peer-reviewed, is showing that the Omicron, quote, infected and multiplied 70 times faster than the Delta variant in the human bronchus, the airways between the windpipe and the lung, which clinicians say may also explain why Omicron may transmit faster between humans, unquote. South African Police Service, or SAPS, Act number 68 of 1995's Chapter 5, Section 12, Subsection 2b calls on the provincial police commissioners to partake in the construction of police stations within their respective regions by stipulating that, quote, Subsection 2, a provincial commissioner may b. establish and maintain police stations and units in the province and determine the boundaries of station or unit areas, unquote. Yet another demonstration of stagnancy in completing construction projects at the Ekurhuleni municipality has been highlighted by the DA since a similar incident 3 months ago. The 13,521,427 rands and 72 cents which has been utilized thus far for the incomplete and dilapidated police station construction project in Alberton amounts to 84% of this project's initially allocated budget. These monies have been wasted due to a failed contractor in very much the same fashion as the Klobo Park Fire Station and the Albertina Sisulu Fire Station, both of which were commenced in 2019 and 2016 respectively. During a portfolio committee on police meeting on the 10th of November last year, it was discovered that up to 1.7 million rands of the police budget was spent irregularly, with a total of 3.5 billion rands of irregular spending still under investigation. This representation of the abusing of funds at this department serves as a reflection of the conditions within it, where we've seen in the past financial year the death of top policeman Sindile Mfazi, of which chains of evidence point to him being poisoned, while a provincial level Lieutenant Colonel Charles Kinya was assassinated in September 2020. A most unfortunate truth about the revelations of the previous fiscal year is that a great deal of illegalities which have prompted investigations have been from the very police officers who are supposed to be countering transgressions and protecting society. One major investigation is focusing on the current National Police Commissioner, Kehla Sithole, who was served with a notice of suspension by President Cyril Ramaphosa in November last year regarding the withholding of information about Crime Intelligence's allegedly unlawful attempted procurement of a surveillance device whose 7 million price tag was overrepresented by 543%. Our Police Commissioner's office has been an unstable one since 2007 and has since 2009 never had a chief executive who has remained in office without discrepancies for a period of 5 years. Last year's dismissal of Deputy National Police Commissioner Bonang Ngwenya seems to be continuing that fate. South African Police Union, or the SAPU members, have also lodged complaints about the ill treatment of SAPS members deployed during the festive season who were expected to share rooms during the current Omicron virus, whose spread has been calculated by doctors to being at an unrivaled scale. As per the 2020 and 2021 SAPS annual report, the COVID-19 incidence, including the evacuation of SAPS premises due to COVID-19 positive cases, amongst other factors, has affected the underperformance of our police and has seen only 14.59% or 706 out of 4,838 in the 2020-2021 fiscal year of, quote, biology DNA intelligence case exhibits finalized, unquote. Sulufelo Bodlani, Member of Parliament and DA Alberton constituency head, is elevating the plight of the Alberton police officers. Thank you.